Colonel Johnston Livingston de Peyster, born on the 14th of June, 1846, died on the 27th of May, 1903, buried at St. Paul's in Trinity Parish, Tivoli. Look for the large stone Livingston vault just behind the church and adjacent to the de Peyster vault. Civil War hero, mayor of Tivoli, and New York State Assemblyman. When Johnston Livingston de Peyster was 15, he left the Highland Military College in Newburgh to enlist in the Union Army during the Civil War. According to Johnston's father, General John Watts de Peyster, he was a pretty hard colt to manage and wanted to run away and join the army. I succeeded in keeping him at home until the summer of 1862, when he quit school and raised a company for a regiment being organized in my district. Although I never urged a human being to go to the war after the government twice refused me, I paid $10 apiece to each man who signed my son's muster roll. After the company was raised, Johnston was cheated out of it by a fellow who afterwards disgraced himself. Johnston nevertheless went on to serve in the Union Army, and is credited by many for raising the first real American flag over the captured capital of Richmond. After the war, Johnston married, had 3 daughters, and went into business. He also served as the mayor of Tivoli and as a New York State Assemblyman representing Dutchess County. Johnston's life was intertwined with his father's, until the point where Johnston, protecting his mother Estelle Livingston de Peyster from abuse by his father, became estranged from the general. Both men called Tivoli home and made major impacts on the village until their deaths. By all appearances, being the son of a father who was a de Peyster and a mother who was a Livingston, should have been idyllic. Born the second youngest of 5 children, Johnston was part of a historic family renowned in society and financially affluent. The de Peysters lived in New York City during the winter months and resided at their estate, Rose Hill, in Tivoli the other half of the year. Following the lead of his 2 elder brothers who joined the Union Army as officers early in the war, Johnston enlisted 50 recruits in Company C of the 128th New York Volunteer Infantry and was elected captain, but was not mustered in because he was under 16 years of age, according to a report in the Poughkeepsie Eagle newspaper. Undeterred, Johnston joined the 18th New York Volunteers in May 1864. Johnston gained renown for raising the United States flag over the Confederate capital in Richmond after it was captured by Union soldiers. His rewards for his service included many laudatory newspaper articles, a promotion to the rank of brevet colonel, and an official thanks from the city of New York. Following his return to civilian life, Johnston traveled the world, married Julia Ann Toller, and served overseas as a dignitary. Johnston and Julia established a home at Chateau de Tivoli on Woods Road, which had been built by Pierre de la Béguerre, the founder of Tivoli, in the 1790s. The home no longer stands, having been demolished in 1926. The residents of Tivoli elected Johnston to serve as president of the village, as the current office of mayor was then called, New York State Assemblyman for the district. He and Julia Ann had 3 daughters who married into elite families: Esther Estelle de Peyster Hosmer, Mary Justina de Peyster Martin, and Carola Anna de Peyster Kipp. Johnston was an integral figure in the establishment of the Edgewood Club, originally known as the Tivoli Lawn Tennis Club. During his term as president of Tivoli, Johnston organized a volunteer fire company in the village, which the members named the Johnston Livingston de Peyster Engine Company No. 1 in his honor. Tensions between Johnston and his father came to a head in 1891, generating a feud that would last for the remainder of their lives. That spring, the general assaulted Johnston while the colonel was visiting his ill mother in New York City. Johnston assisted in moving his mother to Tivoli, first to her Livingston brothers' home at the Pines, and finally into Johnston's own household. Johnston would continue to care for his mother for the remainder of her life, which ended in 1898. During that period, and until his own death in 1903, Johnston and the general continued feuding directly and via proxy. Each backed opposing candidates in local elections. Upon learning that the fire company would be named after his son, the general ordered the firehouse, which he had built but had not yet formally donated to the village, to be locked. This closure blacked out the village for 2 days, due to the kerosene for the street lamps being stored inside the firehouse. An order from a county judge in Poughkeepsie enabled the local police to break open the hall to retrieve the kerosene and municipally owned equipment. Johnston de Peyster's death in 1903 finally ended the feud, though his father held on to the bitter end. The general refused to attend Johnston's funeral or to drape his estate Rose Hill in the customary black mourning ribbon. In response, Johnston's family refused the general's offer to inter Johnston's remains in the de Peyster crypt. Instead, the colonel joined his mother in the nearby Livingston family crypt, taking her side in death as he had in life.